as much as you might like, I am an attention whore at some points, but sometimes I kind of like to make it be about other people. So I wasn't expecting that, and I'm glad I composed myself. Didn't really cry or anything, even though I felt the emotions. But yeah, I just look at those moments and I'm like, fuck, that was bro. That movie, that fight was a movie. It was on some real life ninja shit. Like, me and this tough Mexican going at it. He being hard to kill. Fuck. And he's got a hard head, bro. Like, Pereira has a hard head, but Kelvin, god damn, noggin on that man.
What is it like being tied to another human like that? Because I'm sure you're gonna be in the Hall of Fame as your own fighter, but there's the knockouts and everything. But for the rest of your life, even past that, you're gonna be tied to Kelvin Gastelum on the wall of the UFC Hall of Fame.
There's a scar I have here on my lip
Yeah.
from when he busted my lip from a punch. Whenever I look in the mirror, if I catch a glimpse of it, a thought of him goes past my head. There's moments in life when I have to dig deep or in the gym, and I remember the moments in the fight where I have to dig deep, and that helps me fuel me, So, again, forever grateful for him in those moments.
Just back here, Izzy. Back to your right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm all the way back here. First of all, brother, I just want to thank you and your family and your brother. I do the podcast with Rob. You shared the clip with us. Honestly, really grateful for that.
No worries. Hey, man, everybody got to eat.
Yeah. I would love to talk about you training with Rob, you sitting ringside with Alex Pereira. I'd love to know your outlook on that and reuniting, for the lack of a better word, with past opponents that you've had great fights with.
Yeah, again, I was even telling Alex before, because shout out to Plino as well for being the bridge, because me and Alex kind of just sound like cavemen talking to each other, Shama, yeah, no Shama. But Plino helps be the bridge. And like I said earlier, look, this is fighting. You got to be a man about this. And if you don't fight, you're not a man, you don't understand. But we shot a fair one. That's it, cool. I even told Alex, I was like, bro, you beat me in Brazil. That was a fair one, cool. I left you alone. You chased me. So that's your problem. That was his fault. So again, when people ask me about, I got asked early this week about MMO rematch, I'm like, why? There's no need, unless down the line, something for the belt, maybe he becomes champion and I get my way there. But I don't think I got to get it back. That's not how fighting works. That's not how I see it, unless it's on some real beef personal shit. But nah, shot a fair one, you beat me, or I beat you, good game. We'll move on, we'll move forward. So I hope I answered your question. But with all these guys, it's just, look, we're like, what's hating Alex or hating Rob or anyone else gonna do for me now doesn't serve me at all. It's just poisoning myself. I'm holding on to hate in my heart for someone that's moved on, So yeah, why would I do that? I'm not that kind of person. I'm just a chill guy.
In the lead up to UFC Saudi Arabia, you gave a really thoughtful answer when asked the question, what makes the difference between a champion and a legend in the sport? I would love to ask you, given this Hall of Fame induction, what makes the difference between a great championship fight and a legendary fight, one that's perhaps poised to enter the Hall of Fame?
A legendary fight and a great championship fight. Oh, okay, that's another good one. A legendary fight, I feel like, and this could be subjective, I think, for me, it has to have back and forth moments or a really, really tough guy that's hard to kill. You could look at, what was one of those ones back in the day? Czech Congo, Pat Barry, that was a legendary fight. There was one with Todd Duffy years ago where he was whooping this guy. And then, and then like randomly out of nowhere, it wasn't a really big magnitude or big name fight, but that was a legendary moment because that was a tough opponent and finally got him. But I think a legendary fight has to have some kind of setback or back and forth, because that way you get to see both guys rise to the occasion, I think. But let me ponder on that and I'll answer it another time.
Thank you so much, man.
No worries.
Israel, just over here to your right. There is some distinction between a fight entering the Hall of Fame and an individual entering the Hall of Fame. As it stands with this induction, do you consider yourself a Hall of Famer now?
Nah, well, because they said Dana wanted to talk to me. I was like, but we just talked in the back room. And he's like, yeah, he wants to see you. I was like, cool. And then we sat down, and I was like, oh, we're just chilling? All right. I didn't really feel the setup till I saw something come on the screen. I was like, and they said Hall of Fame. I was like, nah, not me. I'm too young. I'm still in the game, And then when they said 2 middleweights, I was like, God damn it. They got me. They tricked me. But again, Just grateful, man. And I use that word a lot. It might be overused, but you can't overuse gratitude.
Was the Hall of Fame something that was on your list of something to
Yeah.
achieve?
Definitely, it still is. I definitely will get my own plaque on the Hall of Fame, but I'm happy this first one was this fight and was tied to Kelvin Gastelum in an epic lifetime achievement.
Congratulations.
Shukran,
Israel, just straight ahead in between the two cameras.
right there.
Just back on you training with Rob Whittaker, was there ever be a scenario where either one of you could corner each other in your next fight, given the
Why not?
relationship now?
Yeah, it could happen, but my corner is already set in stone, and corners all have a role. We all have a role to play in the corner. So if there was ever a chance where he needed me in his corner or I needed him in my corner, of course. Like I said, together we're stronger. Like when we have to take on the whole world, we'll do that, you know. But that's Anzac United. At home, we fight each other. Brothers fight sometimes, and then we move on and then take on the whole world together as Anzac United.
And finally, obviously you've had a couple of setbacks lately, but you have such a positive outlook on not only your career, but your life in general, and it's a very admirable trait about yourself. Does that come from within, or is that something that you've learned to, adapt about yourself as your career progressed? So is that something you were born with, or just something you learned to do over your
No,
career?
born with it. It ain't Maybelline. I had to, sorry, stupid jokes. I had to, I'm glad my audience gets my jokes. I play to my audience, eh? That one guy. No, but for me, it's just learning. Like, you just learn a lot. That's the thing with me. I make mistakes in my life, but then I look back and I'm like, that was dumb. Why'd you do that? Okay, how do I not do that again? And I go back and I reassess and I actually make changes in my life. And sometimes I'll make the same mistake over and over again until I learn my lesson. But yeah, for me, that's just growth. Like people look at me and think, oh, if I was in his position, I would, but you're not in my position. That's why you could never. And for me, I'm grateful. Like you can ask my brother, when I know my post-fight shower or the flight home or like my first flight, because that's when you're, again, by yourself with your own thoughts. You can know how you really feel. And I checked with myself and I was like, yeah, I'm good. On the way to Dubai, I was like, sweet, we're good. Get to Dubai, hanging out with my family, chilling. And on the way here, I went back home first. On the flight home, I was like, sweet. I know when it sucks to lose. I know it. I was like, fuck, it sucks. And again, it sucks to lose, but I was proud of my work this camp, and I was proud of the way I worked, and I was proud of the way I fought. And he got me based on just a minor mistake I made, and he capitalized very well. And I said, hey, fair game. That's the first thing I said to him. I was like, good game. GG's, mon ami. GG.
Thank you.
Obviously, we see the video of the kid crying. When
Kylo, my boy. Yeah.
See, like my son cried as well. So
Oh.
I just wanted to, what do you think you mean to like kids out there when it comes to?
I don't
those
know, to be
athletes?
honest. Like, so for me, when I made my UFC debut at the after party, I had that good cunt shirt on, and then one idiot comes up to me, and I could see he had his girlfriend or someone filming, trying to get one of those sneaky gotcha moments, and trying to tell me like, oh, do you think that shirt, is a right attitude? I was like, bro, shut up. Those kids you're talking about, what do they watch me do? They watch me beat the pulp out of this guy till he was bloody and a ref dragged me off him. Do you think that's going to do more of a damage to their psyche or my shirt? People trying to be virtuous for some dumb reason, and I don't like that. But those who really know me, the kids that follow me, and for whatever reason my story inspires them or they draw something from me as a person, who am I to tell them no? When I used to see tattoos of me, I'd freak out at first. I'd like, because I felt, I don't know, maybe it was imposter syndrome or I felt unworthy. Like, bro, I'm just a human being. I make mistakes. But now when I see them, I'm appreciative because I'm like, man, I have affected that person so much. I just saw one out there before and I got his number. So me and him are going to link up later on and I'll just bless him with something because I feel like that just speaks volumes of what you mean to someone for them to ink your face on them. So whatever about my story that's inspired him or them, I'm grateful for that. So, yeah, I always want to make sure those who follow me, those who support me, never hang their head in shame.